Just an overall assessment of the day. Obviously, moving on to the semifinals. Played some good golf today.
Yeah, I played really well this morning. I think I made 6 birdies and no bogeys, and played decent this afternoon. I made 2 bogeys, which were 2 bad 3-putts, which doesn't usually happen for me. And so, other than that, it was a good round of golf. The swing got a little loose towards the end there, and sort of struggled on a couple of shots that I shouldn't have an issue with. But I was able to grind it out, bear it down a little bit, and hit a good shot in 17 when I needed to, and make a putt. So, yeah, today's a really good day, successful day, and I came into the match with Tommy already feeling like it's been a successful week. I played good against Strillman. I knew I was playing another tough opponent in Tommy, and I felt like whatever happened. I was going to be happy, fine with it.
Is the swing getting loose? Maybe it's a little bit of just slight fatigue just from a long week already.
No, I just the same stuff we work on. I mean, I get a little quick off the ball, and the left arm outruns the right, and so then I don't have it into my swing. And so then I have to time it coming down a little bit, and it's tough when we're hitting little 3/4 shots into certain holes. But it's nothing too far off. I mean, it's just go hit a few balls and be ready to go tomorrow.
Billy, following you out there, 13 felt like a huge missed opportunity, but then you come right back. And I'm just curious, I think in match play, those are really critical moments not to get down on yourself. What's the mental thing going there?
Yeah, I was ticked off. I gave a hole away to Tommy on number 11 with a 3-putt, and I tied a hole with him after he hit his tee shot in the water on number 13, and the wedge shot wasn't too bad. I flew it about 2 yards too far, but the miss a 4-footer, that ticked me off a little bit, but I knew I still was only 1 down with 5 holes left to play, and I just needed to sort of grind it out. Didn't hit a good iron shot in on 14, but I felt like I was due to make a long putt. I haven't made many long putts this week, and that one just sort of fit my eye where it's just outside the right edge, and I hit a really good putt.
And I was going to ask you, even though you didn't win that hole, how important is a putt like that to sort of stop the bleeding and make sure you don't go too down?
Huge, because, Tommy was in there about 10, 12 feet. His putt wasn't easy. His putt had probably about 1 foot to 2 feet of break probably. And so I knew my putt was easier one of the two possibly, even though I was 30 feet from the hole. And so when I made it, I was expecting him to make it. He's been rolling the ball pretty well all day, and so it didn't shock me that he rolled it on top of me. But it gave me that momentum that I needed to stay in there. I needed a little juice, and that's what I got out of that putt.
Kind of a similar deal. What was your state of mind walking off the 13th green versus walking off the 17th green?
Obviously, I was in a better frame of mind than 13. Steve Stans was behind the green on 17, and after I made my putt, I walk up the hill and I see him, and I said, what the F are you doing on this hole? You need to go back to 18. You came out way too early, messing with him. So yeah, obviously I was in a good frame of mind after 17, knowing it was all tied, and it was a ball game. Ball was up in the air, and who was going to, make a mistake or finish it off.
And I'm curious, based on how more so Tommy played the 13th hole, how did Horschel tell you to play the 13th hole?
I don't know. Horschel's not here this week, he's been here before, but I just don't see hitting driver or 3-wood there. I know Sergio's hit some unbelievable shots I've seen on TV, and some guys have hit some great shots, but if you miss it, depending on where you miss it, it's a tough little chip, and so I just always felt that, especially with my wedge game being decent this week, that at worst I was going to have maybe 15 feet for birdie, and unfortunately I missed the green with a wedge, so he's probably not too happy about that. But yeah, I just lay up. I don't see myself ever going for that hole.
Billy, you play with a lot of energy. You got a lot left in the tank for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, if anyone knows me, my tank's not empty. It was empty at the beginning of this week. We had a long, fun spring break last week with my family, and I was pretty exhausted Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, I've got plenty of energy.
Did you go to the beach? What'd y'all do?
We went back to where I grew up in Melbourne. spent time with my cousin and her kids and my aunt and uncle, and we had my boat down there and just spent time on the water, fishing, tubing, just
Right.
water every day. I mean, it was just exhausting, fun, but we were all exhausted by the end of the week.
Great prep for a golf tournament.
Well, I needed a little
Yeah.
mental reboot, and that's what I got out of it.
Tell me what you got in front of you with who's left.
Say again?
With what you have to do tomorrow to win this thing.
I just gotta go play my game. I mean, I've played match play enough, and I've tried to play the opponent. I've tried different strategy, and I think over the last couple of years, I realized just trying to play the golf course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain times you gotta play your opponent, but I think if you're just trying to, make your score on that whole what you would do in a stroke play format, that's what suits me best.
All right.
And so that's what I'm gonna do: play my game, and see where it puts me.
Thanks, Bill.
What's your analysis of Scotty Scheffler as a potential opponent?
I mean, other than being a Texas Longhorn, he's a really good player, and he's a good kid. It's a matter of time before he wins, and I'm not saying it because he's here. If you've been around me before, and I talk highly of several of the guys out here. Sky's a good young player. He's going to have a long career. It's just a matter of time before he gets a victory, and I think he's obviously his track record as a junior and amateur is pretty good. So it's going to lead to a pro track record as well.
Okay.
You can pay me later, Scotty.